Okay, so we're all set up for catch and cook this morning. Yesterday we caught all our flounder in AC out in New Jersey shore. We have a few flounder here to fillet, so first guy is sitting out here ready to go. Our setup includes a nice cold ice water bath, so as soon as we get them filleted and skinned, we can put those right in there, keep them cool and fresh. We have a non-slip glove, which just makes it easier to hold the fish still. The cutting board, we're doing this outside just because it's nice, easy cleanup. We can hose this table down then. And then we have our two knives. I prefer this guy here to use to kind of cut in. And then this is a really nice fillet knife that we use for every fish that we fillet. Gets right along the bone, bends nice and easy, so it can curve along with the body of the fish. And then this lovely little device here clips that tail in so it holds your fish still again, helps to keep it steady, and is really nice once you get the fillet off to help remove the skin of the fish. So you'll get to see how we do this. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started here filleting this flounder. I would just ask that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can take a look at more videos like this that we're able to share with you and give you some information so you can fish and enjoy the meal afterwards. So as you can see, I am working on cutting right behind the bony part or bony plate there of the head, lifting up under that fin there and then going kind of in that straight diagonal line. If I were to have kind of cut closer to the head on the bottom side there, I would have gone into his guts anyway. You can kind of feel that that's the squishy part. And then now I am cutting down the middle where his spine is. There is a bit of a natural indent there, so you can see where that spine is located when you're looking at the top of the fish. Once those two cuts have been made, you're just gonna kind of pull it up and slowly work your knife along the flesh on the inside. You'll be able to feel the bones, and you want the knife to do the work, so that's why you're just gonna kind of keep filleting through and guiding that knife along multiple times. You don't want to be doing the work with your hand. You want the knife, like I said, to be doing that work. Once you get to the tail there, you can just cut right through that and then continue to guide the knife right along the bones on the inside. You'll be able to feel them. He'll even kind of click under the knife there as long as you have a nice bendable knife. And continue to do that all along the side until you're able to get one of the fillets up and off. Now you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. It's a bit easier to get started. You can see the flesh clearly. Hopefully you can still hear the bones against the knife there. And you're going to do the exact same thing on that side for your second fillet. We usually do the top of the flounder first. Once those two fillets are cut, flip them over, mimic the exact same cuts you did on the front side. On the back, you'll get two additional fillets from the back side. The back is usually not as thick and meaty as the front, but they are still usually some nice fillets. Once you have your 4 fillets, you're ready to discard the rest of the fish, and we're going to work on taking the skin off of these. To get started with each piece, grab one end pretty firmly, cut into the flesh, and as you work your way up, you just want to keep your knife, again, not working the knife super hard, letting the knife do the work. You're going to keep it at a very slight angle down towards the skin and continue to hold the skin as you loosen the flesh from it with your opposite hand so that you can keep it very taut. Once you do a few of these, you'll see how easy it is to get the skin off of there, and get a nice meaty fillet that's left behind. The skin should be pretty much cleaned off if you do that right. There should not be much flesh at all left on the skin. It should be super thin, and some fish you can actually see through the skin at the end if you've done a really good job of taking the flesh off. So you can see now I've moved on to one of the pieces off of the bottom of the fish, or the back of the fish, because the bottom of a flounder is white. These are a little bit more see-through usually, so you can usually tell if you've done a pretty good job of getting the flesh off of there. As you're working through these fillets as well and taking the skin off, you'll want to pay attention for any bones. If you do feel any bones still in there, just simply cut right around them. I try not to waste too much flesh, usually a little Y cut or V cut. So you go in at an angle on one side, in at an angle on the other side, and just pull that little section of flesh out that has the bones in. They're usually the pin bones that are left behind. So they're the smaller bones, not the main bones of the fish. But you can just easily take those out and then go ahead and still skin the fish just like you normally would and fillet them out. Once you have all 4 fillets done, you're good to go. Each fillet, as you finish it up, should be going into that ice bath to keep it nice and cold. You're going to want to go wash those all with some clean water before cooking. Make sure to rub the bloodlines off if you're able to, if you didn't bleed your fish out. And also, just make sure to prepare them if they're not going to be cooked right away. You want to get those in the fridge pretty quickly. We usually just wrap them in foil or saran wrap until we're ready to cook them within a day or so of filleting that fish. You'll see some pictures here at the end of this video of exactly how ours looked once we were ready to eat these. Please check out our Instagram page at Our Real Fun Life to see exactly what we used and what our recommendations are for cooking flounder. It's one of our favorites. Thanks so much for watching.